Everybody out there, what's up? What's up? What is up? One more second, folks. I gotta go live on one more thing. Let's see. Think. There we go. All right. Let's see if I'm still live on the other place. Yep, I am. Cool. All right. It all works out. So, what is going on, man? What is going on? Again, I am Mr. Soul of a Man 504, aka Mind Alvarez, and of course, we are multi-streaming all across the web. So today, folks, we're talking about I know the feeling. You know, like when your friend comes to you and tells you about everything that's going on, you're like, man, you know what? I have been down that road. I've got the t-shirt, been there, done that. Like seriously, it's like you're like you know your feelings, it's like you know what you're feeling. And when you go to different people, let's say if you have a good friend, they're your listening ear. You go to a good friend, and they're you know they're your listening ear. So you go to a good friend, and like they're your listening ear, and you're telling them what's going on, and they're empathizing, but you're like, okay, but give me some suggestions or something that can help me through this. Like if you go to the chiropractor, your back is hurting, you want to know the why, and you're just like, look, sometimes you don't care about the why. Look, just fix it. Maybe them listening is gonna take a load off of your soul. For you go to your local priest, clergy. With whatever you go to. The person that's flipping the cards, or the I don't know, the psychic, or the person that knows the Bible, or whoever, whatever, whenever. And you really want them to naturally help you, like in that situation. It's like your emotions, what you're going through. um Maybe you made certain decisions to get yourself in where you are. Maybe it's sometimes we are in uncomfortable situations. You know that greater is like around that corner, but you're just sitting there and you're just waiting for it. It's almost like the TV works, the all that internet stuff works, but you don't feel like getting up to change the channel. You got the remote in your hands, and the batteries have kind of gone out. You might have some batteries somewhere in the house or whatever, or you may need to go to the store to change, but you just don't feel like doing it. You know what I mean? And you're like, man, I wish I just had somebody that can just. I know that may sound a little lazy, but sometimes when you're kind of surfing the TV or surfing the net, you just don't feel like getting up for whatever reason, and it's like, I know that feeling. You know what I mean? And it just gets to that point where whoever it is you deem worthy to hear what it is that you're going through, you're like, hey, I need help, because I know I can I get the emotions that I'm feeling, but I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to I'm trying to change my situation. That's why you're the expert. you know we can talk about how these things happen. That's all nice and cool, but I'm in the situation. And it's like, and I've been in the situation for a while, and I'm asking you to help me to get out of it. Hey, what's going on, Miss Marcy? How are you, ma'am? So, I'm asking you to help me to get out of it. And I was thinking about this, as I was coming home through the nasty weather that's outside right now. The winter, I don't like the winter, but anyway, not a big fan of the winter, man. But anyway, as I was coming home, I was like, man, there was a car. I was, but the light changed red. There was a car in front of me. Traffic was behind me. So I couldn't speed up because traffic was jammed up. I didn't run, I was going to run into the person and run off the road. So people behind me are blowing, and I'm like, sure, it's not me. There's nothing that I can do. But you know what I said? I know the feeling. Seriously, but I live in a city where people are always in a hurry to go nowhere fast. That's just the crux of it. Maybe you're like, well, you know what, Demond, that people in where I live are like that too. So you might not want to move here, sir. Okay, cool. But it's really important that that you have a greater understanding for where you are, and for what your let me fix this thing, and for naturally, like, what your position is, man, and how everything is going to be changing, honestly, in the immediate future. It's like people who, well, let's say if you eat a lot of food and your clothes aren't fitting, or you're working out a lot, and your clothes are like falling off of you because you're losing the weight. Your body's shaping up, the way that your body is shaping up. You're gaining that leanness. You're gaining that muscle. You're gaining that you're getting toned up, so to speak. And that's what's going. For a lot of us, that's what's happening in our lives. We're getting we're getting toned up, and we're getting toned up, and it's shaping us to move forward into places that we probably, you're going to be going places now that you've never been before. You're going to be going around people that you've probably never been before. But you see the people leaving or whatever, exiting your life. At this point, you should understand you got to let those people go. I know sometimes it's not easy. You're like, oh, but that was my best, or, my cousin or auntie, whoever, or blah, blah, blah. And, it's what it is. You ask for certain things, you're going to receive certain things. It's just like to travel the world, you need a passport, and, you need your picture on it, and all of that good stuff. And that passport, along with your finances and whatever is gonna help to get you to certain places. It's things are things are taking shape around you. Your feelings are now changing about a lot of different things. You're not thinking how you're not thinking how you used to think. And that's what it is. Like, if let's say, if I go on Clubhouse and I'm like, a lot of what these people are talking about, it isn't helping me. That's cool. If they have a celebrity, whatever on there, maybe that's a little motivating, but it's not, maybe you go up on the stage or whatever, and you ask a question, and they're like, okay, 20 seconds. You're like, 20 seconds. That's why I would rather have these conversations, like, kind of, solo, but I know there are people watching, so I have time to speak my mind. You know what I mean? Because we live in the world now. Everything is a microcosm. Everything is a soundbite. Everybody's not able to pitch an idea in 5 seconds. I mean, when it took you, I don't know, a few years to get it off the ground, get everything to where it's looking like halfway decent, so you can at least show it to somebody, get some kind of funding, and all of that stuff like that. So my thing is, I'm not rushing. You can't rush perfection. That's what it is, man. Some of us are artists. And like Erica Badu said, we are sensitive about our shit. Seriously. And that's, you gotta look, like, look, you gotta take your over there. You better call Tyrone, because that's me. I follow my own path, man. Maybe well, I can say maybe that's why it took a little longer. I would say that and the consistency part. I can hold myself accountable for that because in that I don't have anybody else to blame but me. Like two people slept together. They have a kid now. Baby mama, baby daddy drama. They look good. That night of passion, however that ended up. Well, we know how it ended. So now they're in a baby mama, baby daddy line, and now they're in a baby mama, baby daddy line, and you got all of this crap that you have to deal with, and you're like, man, I didn't ask for this. Well, you kind of did because sometimes when you act grown, you have grown folks consequences, and that's the nuts and that's the nuts and bolts of it, man. You have to you have to naturally deal with it. What is the old saying? You reap what you sow, and that's just naturally how it goes. But now you created this little being, and now you gotta deal with it. Um, Hence the fact of why sometimes people call folks who don't have children selfish, and I'm like, no, maybe they knew. I was listening to the Breakfast Club this morning, and they said there was a lady who was going around offering to buy somebody's kid or something like that. She was offering like 250,000. So they were jokingly saying, would any of y'all sell your kid or something? And some people were like, ha ha ha, yeah, I would. And I know that they were telling the truth because half of them probably didn't want kids in the first place. You might say, well, man, well, Demond, that's kind of harsh to say, man. How do you know that? Because growing up all my life, I met people who say, man, do you have kids? And I would say no. Let's say if I was in my 20s and say, man, you have kids, I would say no. It's like, oh, man, telling you, if you don't have a man, wait. I would have waited. I wouldn't have had them at all, Or they would have been like, they'd say like, man, you married? I'd be like, nah. Be like, well, man, that's good. Wait, man, just don't rush it, man. I would have waited, or they wouldn't have done it at all. So I mean, you just I can tell them I kind of know the feeling. I mean, but I mean, um, like those people who are, who had all kind of money that blew through it. Now they don't have anything, and like literally they have nothing. And you're like, and you look at those situations and you like, man, people are really out here like contemplating, they're struggling getting out of bed in the morning, going to a job that they literally hate. They really literally hate it. And it's like killing them in the inside to go there every day. But and then you have somebody who had you could say when we look at money, we say, wow, they had it all, the money and the cars and the trips and blah blah blah, and now they don't have it anymore. That's it like they said, it bees like that. It goes like that. But it's amazing how those people, if you had something once, you can have it again. Whatever you deem to be your happiness. Like if somebody were to tell you, man, you know what, I really want to get to the point in my life where I really want to just be happy. And that, and you can look at them and say, you know what, I know the feeling. Even though your happiness may, your definition of happiness may be um somewhat different than mine, but I get, it's like you can tell them, I get what you're saying. Because sometimes the right break can skyrocket you to where you want to go, or it can, or it can like literally break you. So, as the guy said in the Indiana Jones movie, choose, but choose wisely. And seriously, that part of the movie where they were looking for something, man. I I don't know. It was like some kind of holy relic that Jesus had or something. Um, Supposedly it's supposed to give you like immortality. But anyway, but yeah, that's the nuts and bolts of it. We do need to choose, and we have to choose wisely. And the things that we're doing, we are human. We are going to feel. We have emotions. That's what it is. Sometimes we, we can't let or we try not to let your emotions get the better of you. And when you're in a situation and you're maybe you're like, man, I gotta get out of this by any means necessary. You make you make a rash decision. Oh, and and you make a rash decision. And she said, "Call him." You make this rash decision, man, and then everything. People have to. Yeah, I got to go to grandma. She have to put a lien on the house, pay your bill, and there's some people that just be like, "Man, you screwed up." You're just gonna have to figure this one out. 'Cause, you know. But some people can say, hey, look, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Sometimes these things work out for the better. It can end up being your greatest testimony, honestly. And that can end up being a beautiful thing. But it's, sometimes it's not fun when you got to go through it, man. I mean, I know a lot of people out there probably like, you know what? Yeah, I know the feeling. That's why I titled this like I did, man, because a lot of people can naturally feel what you're going through, and if you're, if you are new to watching me, be it on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or the Wisdom app, um, subscribe to me, and be a part of this soul nation as we march forward to greater things in our lives and, all of that good stuff. And sometimes you would, sometimes changing the outlook in your life, your outcome is just having a different perspective or seeing it from a different perspective, so to speak, because it's good to see things through fresh, through like fresh eyes, so to speak, and maybe have somebody from the outside looking in, come in and say like, yeah, you know what? Maybe, yeah, you are going through this. I've been through something similar. These are the steps that I took to get myself out of that, and it took me, maybe a few months, like if, maybe you're a guy and, your girl broke up with you. Yeah, I know, ladies, I know, uh, heavens forbid. We know you guys are perfect. That's what society says anyway. Like I get it. I know women are perfect beings, made out of what did they say? Oh yeah, sugar, spice, and everything nice. I understand it. I totally get it. But what did this do? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'm just looking at that. But yeah, man, but And then you have somebody say, man, listen, I've been there. I understand the pain of what you're going through. You put a lot of emotion and time into, and you thought that person was going to be the one. You actually bought a ring, and you hear all of these people complaining there are no good men, and you were the good guy. But now you feel like playing the role of the villain. Well, look, this is what I did when me and such didn't work out, and she walked away from me. We were getting married, and she said, "No, I can't do this," and she ran off into the sunset. And I was just sitting there, and everybody's looking at me, and I'm like, you know, but and I heard a story like that. There was this NBA player, man. I forget his name. He's not in the league anymore, but he was like, there was this girl that he was gonna get married to. He kept asking her to sign this prenup. Now, of course, this dude's a millionaire. She's not. I understand that situation. And so there was an outside preacher she wanted to have come in to do the wedding, and the preacher's like, well, you guys don't need a prenup and God and blah blah blah. But anyway, so the day of the wedding, um, I think it's like Stephon Marbury was there. I don't know, and a few other people from the NBA that the guy had in his wedding, and so the girl, he was like, I think some of her people came like, well, she still hadn't signed it yet, talking about the prenup. And the dude was like, oh no, he was like, nah, hell no. He was like, well, she don't sign it, we're not having the wedding. And the preacher who's on her side was like, well, you guys need to, work this out and God and blah 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 blah. And he was like, nope, not happening. And so his best man was like, oh hell no, man, we about to turn up. So anyway, they turned the whatever the wedding that was supposed to be. They went out, had fun. He said they took some of her bridesmaids with them. I'm not condoning this. This is his story. He said they slept with some of the bridesmaids, and and I tell you, it's crazy out here, man. But it's real though, But I get his standpoint of people say relationships are a business, and kind of I can kind of understand that, like if you're a person that has like I'm trying to get the screen. So if you're a person that has all of this money, and you're marrying, let's say you make, I don't know, 30 million a year, you're getting with someone who makes, I don't know, let's say 50,000. You're really into this person, and you're, let's say, when you're going to get married, let's say like, yeah, okay, cool, this person marries me, I'm going to put $1 million in the account, win, lose or draw. That's how much I care for them. That's hell, they could easily probably retire off of that. They take it, invest it, you can flip that money 10, 20 times, and you'll be good for the rest of your life. But for whatever reason, she didn't want to sign it. That situation didn't work out. What's that guy's name? Lonzo Ball's dad. I don't know, the ball father. I forgot his name. He told LaMelo, the youngest son, he said, son, you're not going to find a wife while you're playing in the NBA. He said, you're going to find a lot of garden tools, women that go to, that want to sleep with you, that want you to have a kid with them so that they can, get at your money. And, I've heard stories like that, professional athletes and, all of that good stuff. Those stories of those NBA players. I mean, Will Chamberlain said he slept with over 10,000 women. I mean, shit, man, that's a small town. I mean, like, ooh, wow. But I mean, he said he did. I mean, can't really can't really bother the man and ask him. No, I mean, he's not really here anymore. But just to say that, if you were in that situation, I'm sure you would, some people would be like, we don't need this prenup, and something crazy happens. I heard a story about a homeless guy. Um, Man, he met this lady, and he was all like, one thing about him, he told too much of his business to everybody. He got some money. I think his somebody passed away. They left him some money, so he couldn't get the money because he didn't have a driver's license. He had a picture of one, so he met this lady. The lady was like, "Okay, look, put the money in my account. We're gonna get you together." So put the money in her account, and he was like, got him a debit card or something. So the next few days, he went to the bank. He was going to try to withdraw some money, and there was nothing in the account. She took everything, like 70,000 some cents. She even took the change. That that man, I was like, God, that's crazy. But where he messed up was that people, like, he had a good heart. People warned him. Like I said, people from the outside. People from the outside looking in, being able to see your situation, and they can tell you better than, what did I say? They can show you better. They can tell you, but they were telling him, man, you may want to be careful because you're a good dude, but this lady looks like she's a, they looks like she's a gold digger. She's just trying to use you for your money. He didn't listen. The lady took money. Um, they found out where she was. I think the news media tracked her down, but by that time the money was gone. So I mean, what you gonna do? It's crazy, but so I get so I get the whole prenup thing, especially like if if you're a millionaire and you're dealing with somebody who's not. So yeah, but yeah. So with that said, man, just that's why I came up with this title, man. I know that feeling because a lot of us have been there. We've done that. We've got the T-shirt. We can we can look at people's situation from the outside looking in, and we can empathize. If nothing else, you can empathize. You can say, "Oh my goodness, that's like I couldn't imagine being in high school now and have to worry about a kid having a bad day, coming to school with grenades and rocket launchers and a tank, and and all of this other stuff, man, and trying to blow the school up. That's oh man, I would get homeschooled so quick. I'm not even going to, but it's just the times that we are living in, man. But yeah, but that's pretty much everything that I have on this topic, man. But you guys, just want to thank everybody for always tuning in. If you are new here again, I am Mr. Soul of a Man. I am an author, and I'm a speaker, and I'm a writer, and I'm also a part owner and Inspire Sense, which is a holistic candle business. And please go and support us by getting your candles. You can go to my link tree, go to tjinspires.com and get your candles. Buy my books, www.soulofaman504.com. That's that's on my link tree. Also, if you like a physical signed copy of the books, also you can go to Amazon under Damon Alvarez and get all my books and all of that good stuff. But yeah, man, just know that you're not the only one going through what you're going through, trying to get to, I know somebody, people say it's lonely at the top, but I'd rather be lonely at the top than broken lonely at the bottom. So I'll just leave it at that, folks. But all right, man, I am out.